Hi, my name is Mike Scanlon with the James Brinkley Company, and I would like to take a few minutes of your time to show you a Brinkley slat conveyor like the one which is being used to feed these bales of old cardboard containers into a batch pulper at a craft mill. The James Brinkley Company has been making pulper feed conveyors for over 30 years. We manufacture slat conveyors, chain belt conveyors, and slider bed belt conveyors. But when the service is heavy and the loading is harsh, we recommend our slat conveyors. Slat conveyors are usually constructed with flat loading areas to receive the bales. In this installation, the conveyor is below grade, and we have provided tail and side pit covers of heavily reinforced 1-inch thick steel plate with reinforced side panels to withstand lift truck loading. This slat conveyor also uses a floor-mounted stationary metal cutter to snap the bale wires as the bales are loaded. These wires are then removed and fed into the hopper of a Brinkley bale wire coiler, shown to the left side of the conveyor. The slat conveyor shown here can also be fed by a Brinkley guillotine roll splitter with integral belt conveyor, which cuts up waste rolls and drops them onto the slat conveyor. Since this slat conveyor feeds a batch pulper, it is important to know the amount of charge that it is carrying. To accomplish this, the entire conveyor is mounted on load cell scales, which totalize the load. A computer controls the entire system and feeds the batch, in this case 26,000 pounds, into the pulper in a couple of minutes. After loading the pulper, the conveyor is reversed, allowing it to be fully loaded again. As long as the green light on the left side panel is lit, the operator can push the bales onto the conveyor until it is fully loaded. The bales are detected by sensors, in this case an ultrasonic unit suspended over the conveyor, which activates a flashing red light when it is full, telling the operators that they cannot load any more. This light also flashes red when the pulper is being charged, so that the operator does not load additional bales during this time. Other types of weighing operations, from straight manual to fully continuous, are also possible. The maximum incline of the pulper feed conveyor depends on the type of material that is being handled, as well as the type of pulper being fed. A batch pulper, since the conveyor runs until the load is delivered, can have a steeper inclination than, say, a continuous pulper, which must be fed evenly with no load slumping. Brinkley slat conveyors are designed to rigid AISC codes and are constructed of heavy structural steel members. Long spans between supports and heavy load capacity require substantial cross bracing. The main structural beams and legs are miscellaneous steel channels, and the cross bracing is structural tubing. A stairway with handrails and kick plates give full access to the conveyor. A cable-operated safety switch ensures that the conveyor can be stopped from any location along its entire length. The yellow-painted chain guards are removable to allow chain inspection and lubrication. The conveyor is supported on load cells to measure the charge weight. The load cells are protected from impact and seismic loads. At the top of the conveyor, the bales feed into the pulper. As can be seen when the conveyor reverses, little waste is left on the slats. Waste will accumulate if the pulper is allowed to splash onto the slats. The combination of overlapping slats and high sidebar chain keeps heavy waste like OCC contained on the conveyor. For miscellaneous loose waste, a chain belt or belt conveyor may be more effective in containing the waste. The conveyor is driven by an electric motor with a brake to prevent slippage when stopped. The motor brake is preferred since common backstops are not designed for frequent starts and stops. Backstops on the head shaft do prevent slippage in event of drive failure, but the motor brake is isolated from shocks, so its life is much greater. The reducer used is a fault-concentric helical reducer. The chain drive is used to set the reducer back from the pulper. It runs inside an oil-tight guard. Drive components have at least a 1.5 service factor. The head shaft is supported on spherical roller bearings, mounted on heavy structural steel supports. The frame members are reinforced to carry the heavy loads added by this assembly. This is what the conveyor looked like when it was in construction in our Seattle shop. The conveyor is fabricated and assembled complete so that we can ensure easy field assembly. The conveyor is modeled in its entirety on CAD, and the plates are laser cut to tolerances of 1/1000th of an inch. This advanced technique ensures accurate fit-up and easy assembly in the field. All material for this conveyor is wheeler braided to remove dirt and scale prior to delivery to the shop, and then cleaned thoroughly prior to coating. This ensures an excellent paint job regardless of the complexity of the coating system. Here we can see the wear rails in the load area. These are topped with 1/4 inch thick abrasion-resistant plates to absorb the impact during loading. Here we can see the heavy side members, which are 18-inch channels, the largest rolled, and the heavy internal and bottom cross bracing, which ties the structure together and allows it to carry 3 times the design load. The walkways, side panels, and structure are fabricated as a unit. This ensures rapid erection once on site. Field joints are bolted for erection and field welded for stiffness. This unit was shipped in 3 sections, each around 40 feet in length on over-wide trailers. The head shaft, shown here, is machined from a 7 1/4 inch diameter shaft of 4140 heat-treated alloy steel. The chain drive sprocket, self-aligning pillow block bearings, and roller chain drive sprockets are factory assembled. The roller chain and slats are the heart of our slat conveyor. The overlapping 3/8 inch thick formed steel C-shaped slats, widely copied by our competitors, maximize the load carrying capacity, and together with the high inside sidebars of the roller chain, combine to retain the loose waste on the conveyor. The slats are bolted to the engineered class roller chain. This conveyor uses 9-inch pitched chain, rated for a chain pull of 26,000 pounds. The sidebars are cut from steel plate. The rollers are cast ductile iron with flanges and have hardened steel pins and bushings to take heavy shock loading. The pins are drilled and provided with a grease fitting to allow for easy lubrication. So this is the Brinkley slat conveyor. With over 30 years of experience in designing conveyors for Pulper feed systems, we can offer you the best solution for your job. Since our conveyors are built the Brinkley way, utilizing sound engineering and lots of steel, they will give years of reliable service.